FORA.tv. The world is thinking.
And when I met with Senator McCain, he's really big on nuclear. And he said, you're opposed to nuclear? I said, no, sir. I said, nuclear too. Anything, drill. He said, are you opposed to drilling? No, drill. You're not going to get a whole hell of a lot, I can tell you that. That's way overstated. That don't have the idea that we can drill our way out of this problem, because there's not enough oil left to find. The places you're looking for it now are the last places you look for oil. The first place you look is in the Gulf of Mexico, and that's been pretty well drilled up. Evidence of that is, a month ago, they had the western Gulf of Mexico sale was 18 million acres. I told Carl Pope with Sierra Club, I said, Carl, you get heartburn over this drilling. And he said, yeah. I said, well, watch this sale. And I said, 50% of the tracts, 9 million acres of the 18, will not get a bid. He said, how do you know that? I said, because it's not any good, and I've been in the business for over 50 years. I know what I'm talking about. And he said, all right, well, I'm going to check that. And I said, well, I know you will. I will too. So the day after the sale, he called me. And he said, God, you know more about this business than anybody I know. And I said, Carl, I felt like I missed on this sale. He said, no, you said that there would be half of it would not be bid upon. I said, that's right. And I said, it was 90% didn't get a bid. Only 10% got a bid. He said, well, I don't care. He said, I had no idea that it wouldn't all have bids for it. And so 90%, that told you something. That's an indication of what's going to happen. When you put it up for sale off the West Coast and East Coast, there's not going to be a great amount of interest in it. The reason that the Gulf of Mexico is the best place to look for oil is because of the Mississippi River, which was there hundreds of millions of years, and dumped sediments into the Gulf of Mexico that developed nice structures and traps for oil and gas. But off the West Coast, there are not many big rivers going into the West Coast that develop those kind of delta systems and all, and the East Coast is even worse. So you're not going to, don't have any idea that somebody's going to get lucky and find enough oil to take care of us. In ANWR, there's the Arctic National Wildlife Refuge is kind of in a peculiar spot. There's only one pipeline from the Arctic Coastal Plain, from Dead Horse down to Valdez, Alaska, and that only carries 2 million barrels a day. And there's not going to be a second pipeline. Now remember, we're using 21 million barrels a day, and we're importing 12 million. Now that's included in the 21. So if we get, at the present time, the Alaska pipeline has 1 million barrels in it. It's declined to 1 million from, it was 2 million 15 years ago. So if we are successful at ANWR, then all we're going to do is fill up 2 million barrels, which is 10% of the oil that we use. That's a nice addition. It'd only be 5% because you have 1 million in it already. But it would be a nice addition, but it isn't going to solve our problem. More people believe that Alaska is the answer to energy for America, and that's not so.